You don't have a job. You don't have an income. You don't even have a savings. You don't even have a plan. How are you gonna be a provider? How? Tell me how. Tell me how. Greg. I really wanted to like him. I really did. Okay, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Actually, I don't know if everybody was rooting for him, but I was. I'm dying to talk about them, but I just want to get a mini, Matt, and Ani out of the way because they are so boring so far. And it is so fakey fake and so like cloudy clout, and I just don't enjoy it. Hopefully shit will pop off in the next episode when we find out that Matt and Ani slept together while a Minnie was, I don't know, she stepped away for a second. This is Okay, wait a damn minute. I'm starting to believe that Matt and Minnie took a couple pages out of Roberta, Danielle, and Garrick's book. Their stories are way too similar. So Matt and Minnie finally make it to Mexico, and it's during the Day of the Dead festivities, and they're looking for Ani. They finally find each other. They hug, they kiss, they all take turns kissing each other, and I'm pretty sure that everyone around them was enjoying their view. In their interview scenes, did anybody else think that it kind of looked like Matt and Ani were a couple and then it was a Minnie on the side? Right? Because it looks like Matt and Ani, they're kind of close together and Matt kind of has his arms around Ani and then it's a Minnie kind of off to the side. Later, they check into their hotel room and then their scene ends. So I'm guessing, if I had to guess what they were doing that night, I'm going to guess they each opened up their Bible, they had a Bible study, they prayed a little prayer, and then they went to sleep. Now that we have the throuple out of the way, let's get into the more important stuff, like Greg, Joan, and Lucille. Na 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 na. Greg and Joan wake up in bed together for the first time in America. America. I don't know the rest of the words. They look into each other's eyes. He grabs her booty and then bzzz. And no, I'm not talking about no spicy toy. They hear the lawnmower. He opens the window curtain. He's like, "Oh, hey, Ma, what you doing?" And she goes, "Hey, Gregory, you ready for breakfast?" By the way, I love how she's running her hands through his hair, but he barely has any. So she's just like trying to grab what's there. Anyway, she tells Greg, "I'm really worried about her privacy. And I'm going to have to try and act perfect around her 24/7. It's going to be so stressful. I think we really should look into getting our own place." And he's like, yeah, I know, but it's so expensive. You don't understand what living in America is like. Everything is so expensive, which is true. But let's not forget, he doesn't have a job. Joan hops in the shower and Greg goes downstairs to see what Mama Lucille is up to, and she's busy in the kitchen making breakfast. And Lucille's like, "Where's Joan?" And he goes, "Oh, she's in the shower." "Again?" "Yes, again, Ma." See, these are the little things that are going to drive someone crazy when you live with them. Mama Lucille is going to make a comment like this about every little thing, and it's going to drive Joan crazy. Greg understands that Joan wants to move out of his mother's house, but he's really going to miss living with her. I mean, she does everything for him. The cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, everything. I mean, once they move out, who's going to do his laundry? Get the little crusties off his underwear? Who's going to make sure to put extra bleach on the skid marks? So Mama Lucille and Greg are in the backyard having breakfast, waiting for Joan. Joan finally gets out of the shower. She joins them in the backyard, and the dog starts sniffing and licking her legs, and she gets so uncomfortable. She's like, oh my God, oh, the dog. And Lucille notices, and she's like, "So, you don't like dogs, huh?" And Joan's like, "Yeah, I'm just not used to them." And Lucille goes, "So, you take a lot of showers, huh? How long are your showers? And how many showers do you take a day?" And Joan's like, 3. And she's like, 3? "Oh, wow. What's the temperature of the water? Because everything's expensive here."
Gregory says you'd like to take a lot of showers.
Yeah,
How many a day?
something like 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they long showers? I'm only saying that because everything went sky high. Are they hot showers? Saying because I noticed with my electric bill how it doesn't abuse and, not take 10-minute showers.
Well, yeah, just as far as the hot water.
Hot water bill, there's electric bills.
Oh my God, Mama Lucille is doing the most.
Joan talks about how it's really hot in Uganda and she's running around busy doing stuff. She's sweating, so she likes to freshen up with a shower. She doesn't want to smell and stink and feel sweaty and sticky. She likes to be clean. I don't know what's up with Lucille. Maybe she's concerned about her bills because we find out that Greg does not contribute to the rent or the bills. Now, what do you guys think about parents charging rent to their children? I feel like when the kids are 18 to 20 something, I think it's a little harsh to charge your kids rent, especially like when they're trying to get their life started. They have a bunch of student loans and they don't get paid a lot in their first jobs. But I think when you're 35 or however old Gregory is, then yeah, you should be charging rent because he refuses also to get a job. He's not working. You're not helping him by not charging him rent. Like, do a little something that he can afford. Like, I don't know, a couple $100, maybe $300. And what frustrates me is he does not contribute to the household. Like, he doesn't help. Is he doing the dishes? Is he doing laundry? Is he cleaning? Is he cooking? No, he doesn't do anything. Oh my God. And I freaking lost it when Mama Lucille told Joan to make sure his room's tidy? Are you freaking kidding me? That's not Joan's job. Greg's job. Make your son keep his room tidy. Tell your son to keep his own room tidy. What? She did not leave her country, come to America, move in with you, give up her friends and family and her job and her degrees to make sure your son keeps his room tidy. Are you freaking joking? Whoa, okay, let me drink some water. My mouth is dry.
I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable in the house. I mean, I know you two want to be together, and I wish you're able to afford your own place because it's always nice starting out.
Wow.
And if you could just help Gregory keep his room tidy and...
Why would she say that? Did she wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Did she hit her head this morning? Did she forget to drink her coffee? Because I can usually tell when people haven't had their morning coffee yet, especially when I used to work in the office because people were cranky. And it seems like Mama Lucille needs her cup of coffee. I love my morning coffee routine. I wake up so excited to drink my coffee. Actually, I go to bed excited so that I can wake up to drink my morning coffee. And recently, even more so because I upgraded my daily coffee routine with Trade. Trade is the #1 US specialty coffee marketplace. It brings you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Their experts taste tested thousands of coffees and curated over 450 amazing roasts. All you have to do is take their short coffee quiz, and in under 60 seconds, they're going to match you with your perfect coffee. And guess what? If your first bag isn't the perfect match, Trade will replace it for free until they nail it. I got Space Cadet, and as I was opening up my bag, I could smell the difference in quality. It smelled so good. I want my entire apartment to smell like this every single morning. This one was a medium roast with notes of brown sugar, clementine, and milk chocolate. It was super smooth. I tasted a hint of citrus, which I definitely wasn't used to, but I kind of liked it. But I did use a hazelnut creamer, which kind of clashed with the citrus, in my opinion. So I'm going to get a regular sweet cream, and I think it's going to taste so delicious. Now is the perfect time to step up your coffee routine because Trade is exclusively offering you guys 40% off your first order at drinktrade.com/mythoughts. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com/mythoughts for 40% off your first order. And thank you, Trade, for sponsoring this video. Later that day, Greg takes Joan grocery shopping, and I loved how Joan was fascinated by the grocery store. Everything is colorful, it's bright, saturated, shiny, everything is packaged perfectly, and the prettier something is, the more expensive it is. I just loved watching her experience an American grocery store for the first time ever. She was like, wow, everything is so beautiful. I mean, she loved it, but wait until she finds out about all the crap they put in our food. Anyway, they're picking out things, they're looking at the prices, and Joan quickly realizes that things are adding up very fast because every little thing is so expensive. And I wonder how she's doing now currently in real time since everything is even more expensive now than it was back when she was filming this. So Joan's like, oh my God, everything's so expensive. How are we going to save up enough money to get out of your mom's house? What is the plan since I can't legally work here? I'm not allowed to work. So what are we going to do since you are not working either? And then he tells her, oh, I told you that I declined a state job, right? What? You didn't take it? They offered you a job, but you said no? And he was like, yeah. And she looked so disappointed.
Did you hear about that New York State job?
Yeah. So they wanted to give me the job, and I decided not to take it.
You turned down a New York State Department job?
Yes, I did.
Is it a good idea for you to turn down a staple job with your fiancé coming?
I mean, in reality, probably not.
First of all, was he even really offered a job? Because why the fuck would he not take it? According to him, he didn't take the job because it's not his passion. He'd be going to work dreading every single day. It would be bad for his mental health.
You know, and it's not necessarily something I was really passionate about. I think I would have been kind of like not miserable going to work. I just wouldn't have enjoyed it at all. It just wasn't what I wanted to do.
So what? You're a grown-ass man. You are an adult. I don't give a flying fuck if you hate your job, okay? If it's the only job that you have no choice. You gotta go. Listen, 98.99999% of people hate their jobs. That's normal, okay? And it sucks. I know you hate waking up, going to work every day, doing the same shit to get paid very little. Listen, I get it. I get hating your job sucks. But you now have a partner from another country depending on you. You have to be the provider, okay? And in order to be a provider, you have to provide. Okay? So go get a fucking job and go to work. Get your ass to work, okay? Nobody wants to work these days. So she's like, why'd you decline it? We need money. And he's like, I'm so sorry, baby. I just wanted to spend as much time with you as possible. Nobody gives a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck if you spend time with her or not. She wants you to get your ass to work. Okay, bring in some money. Ah! Oh my God, this was so frustrating. She starts crying in the middle of the grocery store. You can tell she's so overwhelmed. She can't believe that he was offered a job to make money so that they can start their future together. And he said no because he's not passionate about the job. Are you effing kidding me? I would have, boom. I don't blame her one bit for crying. I'd be crying too, but only after I got done beating his ass. Just kidding. But not really. He's like, oh, Joan, don't cry. We're never going to be homeless as long as we stay with my mother. Okay? He didn't really say that, but he was sure thinking it. She's like, oh, I don't feel secure. I don't want to wake up wondering if we're going to have food or not. And he goes, I'll make sure there's always food on the table, okay? Bitch, how? You don't have a job. You don't have an income. You don't even have a savings. You don't even have a plan. How are you gonna be a provider? How? Tell me how. Tell me how. Ah! Oh my God. 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 And then she apologizes to him because she doesn't want to make him feel bad about himself. And he's like, I know.
No, you don't know. You don't know, Gregory. Because if you knew, okay, if you truly knew, you would get your ass to work.
Oh my God. I've been screaming so much. My mouth is dry. My throat hurts. I need to go make myself another cup of coffee after I have this sip of water. Look at her face. Look at those eyes. They look so sad. This is the face of a woman who is scared for her future. She is second guessing everything. She's wondering if she made the biggest mistake of her life by moving here. Listen, I don't know why, but there's something in me that really wants to like Greg. I want to give him another chance. I want him to succeed. I don't know why. Even though he kind of looks like Harvey Weinstein, I'm rooting for him. Because looking like Harvey Weinstein is not his fault. It's very, very unfortunate, but it's not his fault. Moving on to Juan and Jessica. Jessica's making breakfast for Juan. It's scrambled eggs and a banana. By the way, how do you guys like your eggs cooked? I didn't know this was such a big discussion. I liked mine fried, sunny side up, or over easy, over medium with certain foods. I rarely ever eat scrambled eggs. The only time I eat a scrambled egg is if I have like a traditional American breakfast with toast and bacon on the side. But usually for breakfast, I love an avocado toast and I'll have an over easy egg on top of that. I don't know where the kids were. Were they at school? Where was the baby? Because he was gone.
How are the kids? Are good?
The kids are good. They're tired because of our late night.
But Jessica hopped into the bed and they started getting busy. Then she takes him out to see the town of Torrington, Wyoming. Oh, so exciting. It's dead. There's literally no one outside. Half of the businesses look like they're closed. They drive by the house that she grew up in and he's like, wow, the house is huge. Anyway, for some reason, Jessica is hell-bent on telling Juan that the life in Torrington, Wyoming is basically the same life as the cruise. And he's like, no, it's not. And she's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, no, it's not. And she's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, no, it's not. And she's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, no, it's not. Later that evening, they're going to meet up with her friends at the bar. So he's trying to pick out what to wear and she's trying to help him. But for some reason, he just looks so freaking young. He looked like a 16-year-old and she looked like his mother trying to pick out an outfit to wear to his date with his high school girlfriend. I don't know. It was just, did anyone else feel like that? Now, Juan is dreading going to this bar because he has to see Megan. By the way, who the fuck spelled her name? Megin. Megan? Really? Megan? Okay, Megan. Side note, if you don't remember Megan, she is the girl who grilled him in Costa Rica about him possibly cheating on Jessica. They get to the bar, he meets all her friends, everybody's nice, even Megan. They order some fried cow balls, and I thought they were trolling him. I did not know this was a thing. I was waiting for one of them to be like, just kidding, they're not balls, they're just fried chicken legs. But they weren't kidding. They actually ate fried balls, and Juan ate it without complaining, and then everybody was happy. Now it's time for Megan to grill Juan. Hey Juan, it's so nice to see you. Welcome to America.
So did you cheat on my friend Jessica? You never answered my question. Did you cheat on her or not?
Oh my God, and then he finally admitted that he cheated. Megan kept pressuring him, pushing him. Did you cheat? Did you cheat? Did you cheat? And he was like, yes, I did. And she was too stunned to speak. She was like, and not only was she shook, she had tears in her eyes. She was crying. And then you see Jessica, the one who he allegedly cheated, no, not allegedly, because he finally admitted it, the one who cheated on, she's just like, yeah. What? Why is Megan bawling her eyes out and Jessica's just chilling? She had no reaction. She was totally fine. So it seems like Juan and Jessica definitely already talked about it. So why does Megan care so much when Jessica doesn't? Also, why didn't Jessica say anything while Juan was being grilled by her best friend? Something's not right with Megan. She is intense. She is kind of creepy. And I feel like maybe Megan's in love with Jessica. Damn, I just hope that she's not trying to Jody Hildebrandt her. Can you imagine if they were secret scissor sisters? AKA Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Frankie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to watch the new Hulu documentary. It's very sad. It is very intense. I'm not laughing at the documentary and the situation, but the Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Frankie, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting their alleged love affair. I don't know, but I just hope that Megan doesn't start calling Jessica saying that she's being possessed by demons and she needs to grab her massage oil and get in bed with her to cast the demons out. Let's move on to Sean and Aaliyah. I'm really happy to see them again, even though I feel like they shouldn't be together. If you don't know their story, they were on Love in Paradise, and their relationship is struggling because Sean fell in love with Douglas, and Douglas is no longer Douglas. And because Douglas is no longer Douglas, and Sean loves Douglas so much, and technically, or maybe not, Aaliyah is still Douglas inside, in his heart. So he was like, you know what? I think I can make this relationship work because I love Douglas so much. And who cares if Douglas is now Aaliyah? Because you know what I mean? This is getting a little confusing for my head. So Sean decided to stay with Aaliyah because he's been with a woman before. He doesn't really, he has a preference. He prefers men, but he has been with a woman before. And he loves Douglas and Aaliyah, so he's going to try to make this work. What a tough situation. I mean, imagine your current partner transitioning, like your current partner that you know as your partner, whether it's male or female, and they wake up one day and they're like, you know what, I thought about this for a long time. I felt this way for a while. I just didn't know how to express it, but I'm finally ready to live in my true form. I'm going to transition. That's a really hard situation for the person because you have to mourn that person. You have to mourn that relationship. And I don't blame the person for not being able to stay with their partner who is transitioning. I just think that is a very tough situation. So I felt for Sean. I really did. I had a lot of empathy for Sean, but there were a lot of also red flags. I keep forgetting about their insanely large age gap. Aaliyah is only 20 something and Sean is 62. Sean got a dog and he's so damn cute. He's so fluffy. He's so cute, adorable. And I love how he was like, so I said I would never ever let a dog sleep in my bed, but he's been sleeping in bed with me every single night. So I'm going to have to let Aaliyah know when she gets here. Now that Aaliyah's coming, Sean's working on crate training. And oh my God, crate training was so hard for me. It was actually impossible because I gave up. How did y'all do it? Because my dogs, I have 2 little Shih Tzus, and each of them, because I got them 1 year apart, each of them screamed like they were being tortured all night. I tried to ignore it for the first couple nights. I couldn't do it. After the 4th or 5th day, I could not do it. My neighbors were complaining, saying that I was abusing the dog. I was like, no, she just screams like she's being tortured. I am not, she's just in her crate. I couldn't do it anymore. I gave up. I was like, okay, you can sleep on the bed with me. Fine. Now we see Aaliyah talking to her best friend, and she's talking about how she's going to the embassy for her visa interview, and she isn't sure whether or not to go as Douglas or Aaliyah, because on all her paperwork, it says Douglas and that she is a male, but she is now Aaliyah, and it's traumatizing to go back to Douglas. You know what I mean? So she's really struggling with that. She ultimately decides to go to the interview as her truest self, Aaliyah, knowing that there might be a higher chance of getting denied, especially if the interviewer or the people making the decisions are transphobic. I thought that was very brave of her. Maddie and Stevie. Stevie finally brings Maddie to her place and he sees all her artwork everywhere. So there's boobies everywhere. A booby here and a booby there. Booby here, booby there, everywhere a booby. He's in disbelief because where he's from, if you have a picture like that, you would get arrested. Then her cat comes out to suss him out and he's like, oh, it's a cat. Why is a cat here? Oh, it's touching me. Oh no. He's not an animal person. I think a lot of these people just aren't used to animals because where they're from, they keep those animals outside. They don't they're not domesticated. They don't keep them as pets. So it's understandable. I would assume it's similar to if I were to go visit a different country and for example, I saw raccoons all cuddled up with a human on their bed. I would just be like, oh, what the fuck? Get that raccoon off my bed, you know? He looks around her house, there's more booby paintings, and then he questions her sexuality and he's like, oh my God, why does she not want to paint men? She doesn't really like men. How come there's just boobs everywhere? If she tells me that she's bi, then I'm going to feel like I was catfished.
Stevie has always told me that she doesn't like men, she doesn't like to paint them, she doesn't want to be close to men.
Girl, same. I'm exactly the same way, but I'm 100% straight.
I'm strictly dickly.
It's a brand new morning, and I thought it was so funny when Maddie was like, this house kind of looks like the ones I've seen in American horror movies. The cat comes out again, and he is so uncomfortable. He does not like the cat. Okay, if it were up to him, they would not have the cat. The cat would go. She takes him around Hattiesburg, and I gotta say, it looks way better than where Jessica and Juan are. As they're walking down the street, Stevie lets Maddie know that her dad doesn't really know anything about him, that she hasn't told him much, she hasn't talked about him much, and he didn't even know that she had a boyfriend this whole entire time. Maddie's like, so you didn't tell your dad about me the whole time we were dating for an entire year? She's like, yeah, Dad's been going through a lot, and I don't know if he'd accept you. I mean, he accepts all kinds of people, except for the ones he doesn't. Maddie's extremely nervous now. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. Stevie's never mentioned him. How could she never mention him? He's so scared because he knows that Maddie's dad watches the news and the news has really bad information about Iran and he doesn't know what he's going to walk into. Mark and Mina. Mina's still pissed off about the conversation in the hot tub last night, so the next morning, Mark makes her a cup of cappuccino from the microwave? Ugh! Mark, you can do better than that. You need to go to drinktrade.com/mythoughts and get your premium roast right now.
The cappuccino is good? It's not good. It's not like Paris.
No.
I can't believe this man gave her an instant cappuccino from the microwave. She's from Paris. Europeans take their coffee very seriously. I remember in France and Italy, the people were laughing at my uncultured ass as I was drinking my Americanized, watered down, diluted, disgusting caramel macchiatos. They were like, ugh, how do you drink that garbage? Mina meets some of his friends in the neighborhood. There's Cupcake Pat, who brought some chocolate cupcakes, and then Martini Pat, who brought some martinis. Martini Pat seemed like a very good time. I mean, I feel like I could be friends with her despite her very large age gap. She's a vibe. When she was like, I have a dog and I have a dog stroller. We can each take our strollers and go for a walk. That was so cute. Like, I love her. I would love for her to be my neighbor. The Pats let Mina know that Mark is a people pleaser, so he's probably going to try to please both Mina and his daughter Jordan. The next morning, they're in a great mood because they had an incredible long bang sesh. They take Mina to the park in the middle of the woods, and Mark brings up his daughter Jordan again and how she's just worried that Mina is using him for a green card to get to America. And Mina's like, "Are you kidding, Mark? I live in Paris, the most romantic city in the world. Why would I want to come to America, New Hampshire, next to Massachusetts? But since Mina loves Mark so much and all he wants is everybody to get along, she's going to try her best to mend things with Jordan. Oh, by the way, Mark addressed the whole gas station convenience store thing because I guess everybody was complaining about it. As I suspected, it was the production. Producers wanted to troll Maria. They thought it would be a funny bit, and Mark agreed. I really wish production would butt out. Well, that's it for this recap. What did you guys think? I want to know all your thoughts, especially about Greg and Joan. And don't forget to check out my sponsor, drinktrade.com/mythoughts, to get matched with your perfect coffee roast. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!